as we go into the middle of the week. Now we're going to continue to see a warm, muggy night ahead and a warm and muggy Tuesday out there. Otherwise 94 degrees. It feels like 98 out there, so it is hot. And you can see all across North Texas. We have Canton 90, Terrell 91. We've got 95 in Granbury and Bowie at about 92 degrees. Well, when you factor in the humidity, it feels like 96 currently in Fort Worth. Same in McKinney. It's about 98. Denton 96 is what it feels like there. Gainesville, it feels right about 93 degrees there. So we are going to see a change in that as we move forward, which will be nice for those of you that want to grill. It's going to be a hot one, but I did put the green spatulas out there, so make sure to fire up. Let me know what you are grilling out there this evening for the holiday. We are going to introduce the chance for rain as we go into the day Tuesday. Right now, nothing on satellite and radar, so you do not have to worry about any showers and thunderstorms interrupting your grilling as we go through the rest of the evening. Now, that chance for rain and the dip in temperatures, we have some changes to that. You're going to want to stick with us. I'll have a full wrap-up of that coming up. Jason.
All right, I'll stick around for that. And Kalee, since we're working today, I'm hoping that I have a friend out there who's grilling today.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get a little call after the show. Thanks. Well, we're facing another
421, and we are having a great Labor Day. For it's a little on the toasty side. It's 92 degrees out there. Feels like 98 because we do have dew points in the lower 70s. So it is humid. It's going to stay muggy as we go into the evening hours tonight. We also have south winds out there. If you're in the shade, that feels great, 15 miles per hour. But if you're in the sun, it is hot. It's currently 96 degrees in Granbury. We've got 93 in Corsicana right now. And Terrell, we got 91. Dallas, 94 degrees. But when you factor in the humidity, it's 98. 96 is what it feels like in Fort Worth. If you look around North Texas, everybody's pretty much feeling like the upper 90s. There's a few triple digits out there. Corsicana feeling like 100, same thing in the Greenville area. So as we move forward, looking ahead, we are going to have another day where it's going to be warm and humid tomorrow. But look at the drastic change once we go into Wednesday and Thursday. Now, I have warmed up the temperatures just slightly from where they have been. And if you're wondering why would you do that? Well, I didn't do it because I felt like it. I did it because it doesn't look like that front quite gets here. Now, we're just going to have to really wait and see how far it gets into North Texas. And that will depend on exactly where our temperatures end up as we go into Wednesday and Thursday. Right now, I have 80 degrees on Wednesday, about 11 degrees below normal. Then as we go into Thursday, 79, still 11 degrees below normal because as we go into the day on Thursday, our normal high temperature drops to 90 degrees. Then as we go into Friday and Saturday, those temperatures will slowly start to warm back up. But what you'll see with the 10-day forecast coming up, no more 90s on there after tomorrow. But where's that front now? Well, it's well to the north of North Texas. Here's where it is at this point. A lot of rainfall, heavy rainfall in Montana right now. This is going to continue to make its way to the south. As it does that, it's going to bring some snowfall to parts of Wyoming as well as Colorado. So spots like Denver that reached record high temperatures a couple days ago, they're going to see some snowfall and temperatures in the 30s tomorrow. For us, front looks right now to stay parked right over 35 or even just slightly to the north and west. So if that's the case, it's going to keep the heaviest rainfall over the western edge of the viewing area as well as up into the panhandle, keeping some of that rainfall and also keeping the biggest drop well to the northwest of us. So we will continue to look at this and watch this as we get closer. Overall, if we look at the forecast as we move forward, the best rain chances coming up in the next half hour will show you the totals, but look to stay west of I-35. Overall, the forecast as we go into the day tomorrow, big day for many school districts across North Texas going back to school. If you are virtually, you know, it's going to be a good day early on to get outside, take a break. 90 degrees. This storm chance doesn't move in until the afternoon and evening hours. So you have the whole morning, and then in the afternoon, just keep an eye on the radar by downloading the WFAA app and you'll be okay. Here's a look at that 10-day forecast. We are not going to see a extreme drop in temperatures like some locations up to the northwest, but we do have a cool down in store as we move forward. Not the low 90s out there. So we've got Greenville at 95, Canton at 90, Paris at 91. If you look off to the west, Mineral Wells at 94, 92 in Stephenville, Hillsborough at about 92 degrees. And when you factor in the dew points that are right around 70, and we do have upper 90s to near triple digit heat indices right now. So we've got 100 is what it actually feels like in Greenville as well as Corsicana. 99 is what it feels like in Hillsborough. Dallas 98, 96 in Fort Worth, and 96 also in Denton. So what about the rest of the evening? Overall, overall a great night. It is going to be muggy. What you don't see on here is the fact that we're still going to have higher dew points, but 89 degrees at 7 o'clock, 85 by 9 o'clock, then falling into the mid to upper 70s to start off tomorrow morning. So 75 degrees for school districts that are going back to in-person if you chose to do that. It's going to be a nice morning to head out the door. South winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. We're going to deal with mostly sunny skies and about 75. But that's going to change as we go into Tuesday afternoon. Afternoon into the evening hours, the chance of rain is going to go up. 30% in coverage as we go into Tuesday. Overnight into Wednesday, it's going to jump up to 50%, and by Wednesday, it's 70% in coverage. We're going to talk about the storm system. It's going to bring this chance for rain to us. We're going to talk about how much and the temperature change that we will see along with this coming up when I see in a few minutes. Jason? It's not going to snow here. That's the good news. We are going to see a cool down, and the front's going to get close to us. Could be at this point. That's a few days away. Right now we have 92 degrees out there. It feels like 98, so it's warm, it's humid. Our story narrative hasn't really changed yet. South winds 15 miles per hour out there. That's nice in the shade, but not so much when you are in direct sunlight. So Mineral Wells, you're at about 94 degrees right now. Bowie, Gainesville, 91. We've got 92 in Waxahachie. Mexia, right around 92 degrees as well. What about when you factor in the humidity? It feels more like 96 in Mexia. We've got 100 is what it feels like in Corsicana. That's one of the two spots that feel like the century mark, Greenville being the other spot. Granbury, you're feeling more like 96, and same with Fort Worth. So as we move forward into the day tomorrow, I have temperatures right around the 90-degree mark in Dallas, 91 in Fort Worth, 91 in Corsicana, 91 in Greenville, 92 in Denton. When you factor in the humidity, it's going to feel like the mid-90s. So another warm day, but that front is going to quickly approach North Texas. Here's where it's going to be tonight. Then as we go into tomorrow morning, here's 7 o'clock. Here's where we are. There's Denver, there's the cold air, 34 degrees. They reached the century mark a few days ago, and now they're talking about the 30s. Here comes the front as we go into 7 o'clock in the evening on Tuesday, 48 degrees in Amarillo, but we're still dealing with temperatures in the 80s. Watch the front. It approaches the northwest edge of the viewing area with Wichita Falls at 54 at 7 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday. Still 75 degrees at DFW, warms up to the mid to upper 80s, and it really depends on just how far east this front gets, how cool we drop as we go into Wednesday night and into Thursday. Here's 3 o'clock, 80 degrees. So those of you that do go back to in-person school, but when you head off to school, it'll be warmer than when you head home from school. So you may just want to keep that in mind. Also, we'll have that chance for rain as we move into the afternoon on Tuesday through Thursday. We'll keep those scattered showers around. So here's the breakdown. DFW area, scattered showers and storms, temps 10 to 15 degrees below normal. Then west of I-35, some strong storms possible Tuesday evening, rainy and cool post-frontal boundary, and temperatures 10 to 20 degrees below normal after that front moves through. East of I-35, little to no rain, temps near normal. And here's a look at how much rain we could see. East Texas, a 1/10 of an inch to maybe a half inch to an inch. For Dallas, Fort Worth, you're more inch to 3 inches. Again, depending on where that front moves. 75 degrees tonight, warm and muggy. Tomorrow, 90 degrees as the high temperature with the chance of storms in the afternoon and evening. Here's a quick look at that 10-day forecast. Behind the front, we see that you're kind of paying attention to that, but we still have a warm and muggy night that we have on tap, and another warm and humid day tomorrow before we see that fall, those fall. Normal high temperature, 93 is where we topped out. It actually felt more like the triple digits in some locations. If we jump ahead and look at what's going on out there right now, it feels like 98 at DFW Airport because the dew point is at about 70. 92 is where the temperature is, 93 in downtown Dallas, 92 in Fort Worth, 91 in Palestine, 90 in Canton, and 96 in Granbury. Heat index is right around the upper 90s for many locations. We have dropped out of the triple digits now. Corsicana and Greenville about an hour ago, we're at 100. Now, as we move forward, here's a look at what you can expect. If you're waiting for that cool front to arrive, here's what you can expect going into Wednesday. That's when we will see the cool down. Temperatures will be about 11 degrees below normal. It's still 80, and I know a lot of you were hoping for a little bit cooler than that, but still, that's better than what it could be. 79 as we go into Thursday as well. Then it starts to go back up as we go toward the weekend. Temperatures are going to be into the upper 80s. Where is that frontal boundary now? It is way off to the the north of us. You can see there's a lot of rainfall ongoing there, and as it moves farther to the south, even some snowfall for Wyoming, and then eventually for Denver as it moves to the south. Now here comes the cold front as we go into Wednesday morning. It's slowing up quite a bit. Do I think the front's going to get through here? Yes, I just don't think the coldest air is going to get in here. So most of that cold air is going to stay back up into the panhandle. For us, 10 to 15 degrees below normal from DFW to the west. Also some very rainy couple of days ahead that we will see as we move into Wednesday, Thursday, and lingering into the weekend as well. So let's go back over that forecast for tonight. No chance for rain, mainly clear skies. Warm and muggy conditions expected, 75 degrees overnight. South winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. That wind is really nice when you're in the shade. Mostly sunny skies. It's going to be warm as we go into the day tomorrow. 90 degrees as the high temperature in the afternoon. Now, in the morning, for those of you that are going to be starting school, taking a break, getting outside, you can do that before lunch. Then after lunch, you could still do that, but make sure you have the WFAA app handy and check for the chance of showers and thunderstorms. They're going to be scattered. Not everyone's going to see it, but the potential is there as we move forward to see the chance of showers and thunderstorms. Winds are going to be right around south 10 to 20 miles per hour as we go into the day tomorrow. Then if we look at the 10-day forecast, there's a lot going on here because we have several chances for a little bit of rainfall as we move forward. Looking at Wednesday. Wednesday is going to be 80 degrees. Now, temperatures are going to fall throughout the day, so it's going to end up in the 60s. So the high temperature is mainly going to be right around the lunch hour, and then it's going to fall. So by the time we get to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, that's where you're going to see 80 degrees. Then it's going to fall into the 60s overnight. Chance for rain is going to be around throughout the entire day, so it's going to be damp. It's also going to be cooler as we go into Thursday morning. Thursday morning, 30% coverage for the chance for rain and cloudy, but those temperatures are going to stay in the 70s all day, and it's going to be a sharp cutoff coming up tonight at 6. I am going to show you the sharp cutoff for rainfall totals as well as the temperature change. Then as we go into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, those temperatures go back up into the upper 80s, flirting with 90, but not 90. And then we have a 10% in coverage, 20% in coverage. Most of us are going to stay dry for the weekend, but we just have that chance for a few showers or thunderstorms. Humid day on tap tomorrow, but big changes for the middle of the week. We'll have the details coming up. We're going to be humid again tomorrow, but changes are on the way. We're going to look at timing, and I do have changes to the forecast that's coming up. Along a front that's going to bring in some big changes temperature-wise as well. So we're going to go over all the details right now. 91 degrees out there at this point, feels like 96. Here's a look at the rest of North Texas where we have upper 80s to lower 90s. When you factor in the humidity, though, it feels like the mid to upper 90s out there across most of North Texas. Let's look at tomorrow. Tomorrow, ahead of that frontal boundary, still all of North Texas in the low 90s. I have Dallas at 90 degrees, Fort Worth at 91. When you factor in the humidity, it's going to feel like more like the mid 90s, 94 in Dallas, 95 in Terrell, 91 in Greenville, 95 in Denton. So we're just going to be waiting on this front to arrive, and here's a look at where it's at right now. A lot of cold air up in Montana, inching into Wyoming, and then eventually we'll put this into motion here, and you'll see that it's going to bleed into Colorado by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. 34 degrees in Denver. Ugh. Then as it inches a little bit farther to the south, look at the spread in temperatures from North Texas to the Panhandle. 88 degrees in DFW at 7 o'clock tomorrow night, but 48 degrees in Amarillo. That's going to continue to slide to the south. It's going to slow up quite a bit as we move into tomorrow morning. Look at the temperature, 75 degrees at DFW compared to 54 in Wichita Falls. Continues to move to the east slowly. Here's a look at noon, 85 degrees in DFW. Look at Tyler, 86, but Wichita Falls, 56. Mineral Wells, 64. It's going to be a very tight gradient here where we're going to have a wide spread of temperatures from the 50s to near 90 degrees. It really just depends on just how far east this front gets here to how far that cooler air bleeds into North Texas. But it does look like if you are east of 35. You're going to stay warm as we go into Wednesday. Expect falling temperatures throughout the afternoon. The high temperature will reach right around lunch hour. That tight gradient here with the front is also going to play a role in where the rain falls. I mean, if you're in East Texas, you're going to be warm and you're going to see very little rainfall, 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch of rain. DFW, you could see a 1/2 inch to an inch from Dallas over to McKinney, over to Greenville to Terrell, but then Fort Worth to Weatherford, over to Decatur, 1 to 3 inches toward Mineral Wells, and then 3 inches or more as you get closer to Archer City, Graham, Abilene, and spots farther to the south near Eastland. So breakdown real quick here, DFW area. Scattered showers and a few thunderstorms possible ahead of the front. Some scattered showers behind the front. Really just depends on how far it gets. Temps will be 10 to 15 below normal west of I-35. A few strong thunderstorms not out of the question, but rainy and cool post-frontal boundary with temperatures staying in the 60s. And if we jump ahead here and look at tonight's forecast, we are going to stay dry tonight. So no chance for rain this evening. South winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. If you look at tomorrow's forecast, 90 degrees as the high temperature tomorrow. 30% coverage for the chance of rain in the afternoon and evening. So dry in the morning, the chance of a few showers and thunderstorms goes up as we go through the day tomorrow. 70% in coverage as we go into Wednesday. Then as we go into Thursday, it's 30% in coverage, but we keep a small chance of rainfall around as we go all the way through. Big change, and that's going to be on the way as we go into Wednesday. We still have some warm and humid conditions out there right now. 83 degrees, feels like 88 out there at this point because we do have dew points in the lower 70s. Now, if we look at the rest of North Texas, you can see 83 in Fort Worth, 86 in Dallas right now, 80 in Waxahachie, Denton at about 84 and 81 in McKinney. Okay, tomorrow, a lot of students heading back to school, and a lot of them are going to be parked in front of the computer at your house. Good news is there's going to be plenty of time during the day before we have to look for the storm chances that you can get outside, take a break, get out, maybe do a few jumping jacks, have PE, whatever, out in the backyard because it's going to be a nice day. Temperatures, as we step out there, are going to be right around the mid upper 80s through the afternoon. Here's the yellow bar here. Yeah, it's still going to be okay, but the chance of a few showers and thunderstorms will move in as we go into the afternoon, and we'll look at that in just a second. And that is because of this storm system here that is now moving into Colorado. It's still warm, but as we go through and into tomorrow morning, temperatures are going to rapidly drop there. Still warm here in Texas, but look at the panhandle as we go into 7 o'clock Tuesday morning into the 40s. Now here, still right around 80 degrees. That front's going to sink to the south. The key here is just how far south and east that front gets. At this point, looking at noon, this is a Wednesday event for us as the front will continue to slowly make its way to the east. So 86 degrees at noon on Wednesday. Look at Wichita Falls, 55, Abilene, 54. There's going to be a wide spread in temperatures once we get into the evening hours on Wednesday. Check this out, 10 o'clock, you can see 50s in the western edge here and the eastern edge hanging on to the 80s. So it really is just going to depend on where you are. Plus, here's a look at the rain chances. Ahead of the front, the chance in the late afternoon and evening for spots from Dallas, Fort Worth, all the way down to the south and east. Most of the rainfall is going to come post-frontal boundary, and it's going to move into the western edge first and then continue to make its way off to the east. So let's go over the forecast for tonight, which is rain-free, mainly clear skies, warm and muggy, 75 degrees with winds south 10 to 20 miles per hour. As we go into the day tomorrow, mostly sunny and warm. Remember, temperatures are still going to be up near 90, and it's going to feel more like the mid to upper 90s in the afternoon. Rain chances are going to increase once we get to about 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening, and that's going to be about a 30% in coverage. Now, if you look here, as we go into a look at the 10-day forecast, several chances for rain. The